The holidays right around the corner, 48 hours away. But in fact, people are already heading out. I guess today was supposed to be the busiest travel day. What are the expectations for Thanksgiving travel?
It's been a tremendous booking month for us, and I think for the industry as a whole. I travel all the time, been to the airports. The airports are packed. They're just very crowded. Been to hotels. Hotels are busy. So Americans are traveling, and Americans always like to travel no matter what. Give them a reason, like Thanksgiving, go see family and friends. They're going to take advantage of it. They have some time off. And of course, I think at the end of the year, there's a lot of vacation time that's not used up. So a lot of people say, well, listen, if I don't take my days, maybe I can't carry them forward for 26. So they're gonna use their time off.
Indeed, they are. Over the river and through the woods, it kind of feels like air travel in the U.S. is still recovering after that long federal shutdown. But you've said that you go to the airports, you've seen them packed. I've gone there, I've seen them packed. But still, prices are up there, and people are watching every penny they spend right now. So are we seeing lingering effects from the shutdown? Are we seeing consumer confidence somewhat taking a hit? What's going on at the airports?
Yeah. I don't think that the shutdown's over. I think the airlines have recovered. They usually recover very quickly. I think it took 3 to 4 days for the airlines to recover and get their schedules back to normal. But now I think the issue that's coming up over Thanksgiving is the weather. So I think there's a potential weather across the country, which could suck in airports or could make travel delays. So I would just caution everybody, if you're traveling by air or even by car, because the roads will be slippery and possibly icy, is that make sure you do not rush. Give yourself extra time. Like, don't show up at the airport half an hour before your flight, because TSA will be crowded. It'll be hard to get through. So don't make that the stressful part of your trip. Maybe hanging out with the family can be more stressful, but don't make the travel portion stressful.
Yeah, well, there's two words, polar vortex. They've kind of been beaten into our vocabulary over the past decade or so. So air travel is going to be struggling somewhat. We kind of talked about that. But what about the resurgence in other kinds of travel? Amtrak really needs a shot in the arm. And Greyhound, 17% rise in its uses. I was surprised by that one.
Well, I am too, but it just shows that Americans are looking at different forms of transportation. And, I think gas prices are down. That's a good thing, but not everybody wants to drive. I think a lot of people these days are looking for alternative transportation. And, not everybody needs to fly. So if it's a 2-hour bus ride, why not take the bus? Yeah, and same with the train.
Yeah, and also, I think, I'm sure there's stats out there that show that a lot of people are going to take a trip that's, 2.5, 3 hours from their home. So I guess a lot of people are going to be on the highways as well.
That's right. So the highway is going to be busy. So you might want to trust the driving to a professional or on the train. I take trains to South Florida all the time. When I was in New York, you take trains all the time. So it's just part of the options that you have to travel. You don't necessarily have to go to the airport.
Now, we have seen some changes to the travel industry. One of them was the Trump administration's proposed changes to air travelers' rights. Talk about that. And is that a slap in the face to travelers and a big win for major airlines?
Well, I think there's a directive to have less regulation. So I think companies like ours, you have to take care of your customer, and if you don't, they will tell you, they will social rate you in a negative way. So I think it's really up to the particular company to take the best care they can when people have a problem. So that's what we do at HotelPlanner. We do that all the time. We make exceptions for non-refundables. Yeah, I think there's an expectation that airlines do the right thing, or all companies do the right thing. And if they don't, they're going to get punished, online, social media, and that's hard to overcome.
Sure.
So we prefer to be generous as opposed to, be frugal, because it's not worth a few $100s for a customer to not, they're already stressed anyway. So flight canceled, flight's late, it's late at night, they might have kids. So you want to take care of people. And I think that's the message from the president. We don't need regulation here. We need companies to do the right thing. And if they don't, there's going to be problems.
Okay, you talked about getting to the airport early, and that's something that you really need to stress to so many travelers. But what else can they do? We know we can wear our shoes now, and as I understand it, you don't have to take your laptops, iPads, things like that out. What else can travelers do to kind of make this process as easy as it can for everybody, not just themselves, but TSA and the people behind the counters at the airlines?
Well, I think the general advice, which I take myself, is get to the airport 2 hours early, 3 hours early, and plan to relax at the airport as opposed to rushing in at the last minute. The other thing I would strongly suggest, if you're checking bags, is you take a picture, take your camera, take a picture of the bag tag, because it's so easy to lose a piece of paper. And if for some reason your bag doesn't show up, then you're scrambling. You got to go to the counter. So you have a lot more flexibility if you have a second copy, and the best way to do that is on your phone.
We had about 30 seconds left. Talk a bit about international travel. Are people skipping grandmas and maybe getting away at this time of year, or is it just too dicey with finances the way they are?
I don't think so. I think that there's demand to go overseas. I'm personally going to Oslo and Stockholm over the Christmas holidays because, there's less demand, it's less crowded, the prices are more affordable, and it's a winter adventure. Since I live in South Florida, let's get some snow and some other types of weather. So I think international travel by Americans will be strong, and I think they'll be going to the major cities. They'll go to Paris, they'll go to Barcelona, they'll go to Madrid. Milan is a hot destination at the moment. So there'll be a good resurgence, I think, travel internationally this year.